I have always been fascinated with the subject of healing. When I first read in the scriptures that believers can lay hands on the sick and then the sick will recover, I have always believed that, and I have had numerous opportunities in my life to see that, not only when I've seen others lay hands on the sick, but when I have laid hands on the sick. And I'd like to share one of those testimonies with you, and I hope that it blesses you. My son Andrew and I went to get our haircuts not too long ago, and I noticed that the person that was cutting my hair, she was about 35 years old, and she was moving around cutting my hair, and she was really in a lot of pain. And I asked her what was the matter, and she said, well, I've actually been in bed for the last 3 weeks because of my back. I have a slip disc or some problem that she talked about, and she said I just had to come to work because I really, really needed the money. But next week I'm going in for surgery, and they are pretty confident that they'll be able to help me. And so as she was cutting my hair, I said, well, do you believe you could be healed? And she said, well, yeah, they think they can get it. And I said, no. I mean, do you think God can heal you? And she looked at me and she said, well, yeah, I guess so. I guess God can do anything. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, when we get done, or when you get done cutting my hair, how about if I pray for you and ask God to bless you and heal you? And she said, would you do that? And I said, oh, absolutely, I would love to do that. And so she said, yeah, that would be great. So she finished cutting my hair, and she and I began to walk back to the back of the shop there. And then I got this feeling. I said, it really wouldn't be appropriate for you and I to go back there together. I said, we really need to get another lady to go back with us if you don't mind. And she said, oh, that's fine. And she said, I think the woman that's cutting your son's hair, I think she's a believer, so she probably would come back. So I said, okay, great. So I began to walk up to the person, and she had her back to me as she's working on my son's hair. And before I reached her, she turns around and she points at me and she says, this man's carrying the Spirit of God. And I said, well, actually, that's the reason I came to talk to you. I wanted to know if you would go back with us because we're going to pray for this person to be healed of her problem with her back, and we would like you to come back there with us. And she said, oh, absolutely, I would love to do that, but let me finish cutting your son's hair, and then when I get done, I'll come back with you. So the three of us went back there. And so it's just the three of us in this back room. And I asked her, I said, well, show me where it hurts. And so she put her hand there. And I told her, I said, I don't think it would be appropriate for me to touch you there. So I asked the other lady if she would put her hand on the person's back. And then I put my hand on her hand. And when I did that, the Spirit just flowed through me, and I said, in the name of Jesus, I command pain to leave your body and that your back be healed, or something of that. I don't know exactly what I said, but the woman who was kneeling down, she had her hand on the other person's back, she starts crying. And then the person she's standing up, she starts to cry and laugh at the same time. And she starts saying, the pain is gone, the pain is gone. And so she gets around, she jumps up and she starts running around in the back in the room, and she's just screaming, the pain is gone, the pain is gone. And so that was just an awesome experience. And so I would encourage you, if you, even if you're scared, just do it. Lay hands on someone and pray, ask God to take care of it. But actually, better yet, the disciples actually never really prayed to God. They actually spoke to the illness or the disease. And remember when Peter and John met the man that was crippled. He was sitting by the gate of the temple, and Peter said to the man when he was asking for money, he said, "We don't have any money, but such as I have I give unto you. In the name of Jesus Christ, rise up and walk." And so he didn't pray to God to ask God to heal the man. He actually did the healing himself because the power of God was within him. And that's the way it happened with me. As I lay hands on them, I speak to the illness or the sickness, and I command it to go away, or I command the body to be healed. And amazingly, the Spirit flows in such great power, and then the person is healed. And so I would encourage you to not be fearful, but to actually do that. Because if you're a believer, then you have all the power within you to heal. God bless.